Can't hear you.
So, if I'm not mistaken, do you think, what he just said, do you think that's productive if he goes to the ISD and the ISD says no? Or, let me get that right. Do you think that he has to ask Ms.Hogges? That's because I think that was one of the things he was trying to get to, and then you went to the backstory.
Well, I think the backstory was important because MM1 did not have a good financial person supporting the district at all. So she's trying to get together some clean financials. So Ms. Hodges is not here, but I'm going to assume she was going to tell you that she wants to get prepared.
Can't assume.
Because I talked about it, like when are we going to get some financials to the board? And she said that I'm trying to clean them up and reconcile, but I can't get the information because MM1, they just didn't do what they should have been doing.
No, can I speak to that? So here's why I'm saying, and I apologize to interject, but the reason I'm doing that is because before Mr. Bland arrived, we have some knowledge. Before we put all you on the board, the reason the board appointed you is for a lot of things that we've discovered. First of all, MM1 was not responsible for having a financial person. The board directly employed 5 people. They employed a superintendent directly, an assistant superintendent, and the CFO. When Renee Garcia left, the CFO also left. What they're saying is that your board, your predecessors, operated, they didn't have meetings. You guys remember that? There were no meetings. So they were spending money without getting board approval, without the board seeing anything, and you didn't have a budget. Hear me. When this board regained control, and Mr. Warren, you were part of these conversations, you remember this, they couldn't present a budget as of January. The budget that was approved in July. So what part of the challenge is, they have to go back and recreate from information that they don't have. And so MM1 was not responsible. I just want to clarify, MM1 was not responsible. They were a staffing company, and their responsibility was to pay teachers. They didn't manage teachers. They didn't make any of those sit. Their responsibility was to pay teachers. And that's part of the challenge because MM1 was frustrated because they were getting sued, and they're saying, we aren't making decisions. We're just a payroll, we're just a staffing company. And you guys had direct management. And so the decisions were being made by the direct employees. And when they left, they took all the books and things with them. So you don't have any. So part of your challenge, which is really a tough one, that's what we want people to understand. They got to go back and recreate their checkbook to figure out what it is. So part of the reason that I assume, Mr. Bland, you need to speak to this, if you're not giving it to them, is it because you want to make sure you reconcile your checkbook before you hand it over?
We need an auditor.
I understand. But I'm giving you the facts. I understand. You should say that.
Can't hear you.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe communication is part of the challenge.
Right. I'm with you on that too, but who do you represent, Mr. Bland? Okay, can we stop doing that then? And then the question that was asked was, why isn't Ms. Hodges available to give that to Joe? It has nothing to do with MM1, it has nothing to do with previous history. We're talking about when Joe asked for the report from Ms. Hodges, why couldn't he get the report from Ms. Hodges? That was the question that was asked. So can we get an answer to that question?
Yeah, I did answer that question.
No, you didn't.
She's cleaning up the financials.
So what you mean cleaning up?
She's cleaning
Show
up.
us what she cleaning up.
That's why she said, can you have him call me because you all
Show me
haven't
what you got.
been receiving
What you cleaning up?
check register, financials, I mean, anything.
So do you agree that anything that you've spent, it should be a report on that?
Yeah, we are going to report on
So
it.
Joe should have been able to get that when he went to the school, right?
Right.
So that's why I'm going back to Ms. Yeoman.
No, Ms. Roman is pretty new.
Ms. Yeoman talk to Ms. Hodges, Ms. Hodges would tell him, because she's cleaning up the financials, because the person for MM1 doesn't even have the knowledge to help put together the financials.
I'm talking about the financials that New Paradigm has spent since you become the management company from Muskegon Heights. That has nothing to do with
That ain't got
MM1. The
nothing
financial
to
that
do
you
with
spent since you got here.
Show us what you got.
And I agree with that. I
Don't
agree.
agree, answer.
But you was asking for the financials. What financials were you asking for?
That's what you talking about. They talking to us like we stupid.